night. Hold on. I don't know any of the people that join. Hold on. I don't know anybody.
But you shouldn't be so mean to people. They don't like it when you're mean.
No, they love it. They eat it up.
I don't know. They don't seem like they like it very much.
I don't read my comments. I have 40,000 followers. My 40,000 followers seem to like it.
Oh, wow. 40,000 followers. How many of them did you buy?
Andrew Wilson completely roasts this condescending 23-year-old know-it-all when it comes to the economy. So much like all these TikTokers do, when they're losing the debate, they start to they get to work on pressing away that mute button to silence their opposition. And Andrew Wilson just wasn't having it and starts ripping into her as a result. Let's see how Andrew Wilson does.
In 2023, you saw those banks collapse. Remember the Silicon Valley Bank, the Deutsche Bank. Remember those banks? Remember in 2023 there was these banks that were collapsing all over the place when the interest rates started to rise. Well, why were these banks collapsing? The banks were collapsing because the Federal Reserve had interest rates at 0% for 10 plus years, and these banks.
Words of free market capitalism, they did not have a profitable business model.
Right? Yeah, but the banks.
But we use a Keynesian model though.
But banks don't operate under free market capitalism.
Wait.
The United States uses a Keynesian model.
To varying degrees.
No, it's 100% a Keynesian model. What would be the variance in the Keynesian model?
You had people who I don't like. Let me be very clear. I hate this man, Bernie Sanders, that were taking a very direct approach as it pertains to the Keynesian model of economics, where they were like, provide direct aid in times of any recession. And then you had people like,
but that's how the Keynesian model works. It works based around quantitative easing, which is necessary for the outlook of the corporation.
I would appreciate it if you let me finish speaking. Thank you.
But I mean, you're objectively incorrect.
Okay, well, you're objectively muted, so thank you for that, best friend.
That seems to be the strategy in these TikTok debates. They have the mute button that they can just magically press when they're getting destroyed. Doesn't she realize that a strong, independent white man who doesn't need no man is talking? Sit down and get educated.
I was saying there are varying degrees.
You don't have to mute me because you're wrong.
There are varying degrees to the model of Keynesian economics. What you determine to be necessary as far as a stimulus is concerned, which is direct aid to the United States economy, is up to varying degrees of interpretation, right? You could say, oh, the stock market went down, let's directly aid the economy. Or you could say, damn, unemployment is at 75%. I guess now we should aid it. Varying degrees of aid. When are you going to provide aid? How much aid are you going to provide? Those are going to be varying degrees of a Keynesian economic approach. Are we in agreement there? Yes or no?
No, that's listen, what you're saying is like there's varying degrees of the amount of ketchup you can put on a hot dog, but it's still ketchup. So the idea, hang on, I didn't interrupt you. Hang on, can I get two words? No, I can't. Muted.
Where you're wrong is that
can't get a word in. Only you.
Where you're wrong is that this is my live and you can speak whenever I tell you to speak.
Okay, yeah, you're a strong woman.
This account is a dictatorship.
Strong woman.
I am the supreme leader here. You can either...
Yeah, but why not just argue in good faith? Just in good faith.
Because I am arguing. I'm arguing currently. I'm saying...
Well, how come I can't get my counter out?
Because I'm saying, yes or no, there's varying degrees of stimulus that can be offered in an economic recession. It depends on how you define an economic recession and what you qualify as stimulus. That's a very simple yes or no answer.
No. That's still the Keynesian model. So all you're talking about is how much ketchup you put on a hot dog. It's still ketchup, right?
It is still ketchup.
Okay, yes, it's still the Keynesian model that we're talking about. Hey, why can't I get the counter out? Why am I not allowed to do this?
Womp womp, cry about
not
it.
allowed to get that counter out. Okay.
You know what reading comprehension means? Yes or no? Yes or no? Cool. So
sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
Because you were
I literally couldn't hear. I wasn't talking. What are you talking about? I just couldn't hear what you said.
Okay, best friend.
Am I allowed to make the counter argument, or are you just going to mute me again?
Baby. Baby boy, little boy.
Old lady, do you know? Old lady, old hag, do you know?
I'm 23. Hag is crazy.
I don't know. You look like you're 70, so.
Okay, see, this is what MAGA does, guys, is they result...
I don't know. I'm the only one. You're the one with the mute button.
They have no argument.
She's the one that's going to she's the one that started the personal attacks first by being the baby boy, little boy, baby boy, I need you. Like, she's the one who started it. And then they always get butthurt when Andrew responds back, giving her the same energy, calling her a hag. By the way, 23 years old. Yeah, I'm pressing X to doubt on that, lady.
That's what they do. So here's what I'm going to do, honey, sweet little baby.
I'm literally the only one here with an argument, but okay.
He doesn't have a job and can't afford to do
Yeah, I thought I had a pretty good argument.
Oh, you did, baby boy. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Andrew. Andrew, best friend, Andrew.
Yes, sweetheart. What do you need, sweetheart?
Love you so bad.
I know. I'm lovely.
You want to get married?
No, I'm already married, thanks.
Oh, congratulations to you. I'm sorry for your wife. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So here's
See, that's always their go-to. Like, oh, are you married? Well, I feel sorry for your wife. That is always their go-to. That is always their comment. Well, I feel sorry for your wife. Like, if this were some kind of RPG, and we're seeing like a battle here, and you could whip out your attacks or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm gonna whip out the I feel sorry for your wife card. It's their go-to. It's freaking hilarious.
Sorry you couldn't be my wife. But anyway, do you want to have the argument or not?
So you know what? I'm going to be so real with you, Andrew, is I had a point and then I kind of lost it.
We were talking about Keynesian economics, and I was saying, when you're talking about X amount of ketchup, if you say, well, there's X amount of ketchup which can go on the hot dog.
Here's the question. I remember it.
Yeah, okay, so I can't even get it out still? Not allowed still?
Way good, because he keeps unmuting. Way good. Is it ketchup, yes or no? Yes or no?
Well, what's the question?
Ketchup on a hot dog. Are you putting ketchup on the hot dog? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
I am.
Appreciate it. So
that would make it Keynesian economics is the ketchup.
Okay.
To help
I'm so
Andrew,
glad that you took macro 101.
To help Andrew, though, you would put your own amount of ketchup on the hot dog, not a centralized planner for the ketchup on
Why
the
do I
hot
have
dog.
14 requests to join this live? Good night. Hold on. I don't know any of the people
Regulate your
who
own
requested to
ketchup.
join. Hold on. I don't know anybody.
But you shouldn't be so mean to people. They don't like it when you're mean.
No, they love it. They eat it
I
up.
don't know. They don't seem like they like it very much.
I don't read my comments. I have 40,000 followers. My 40,000 followers seem to like it.
Oh, wow. 40,000 followers. How many of them did you buy?
38,000.
Sounds
the
right.
Rest my mom bought. Yeah, the rest my mom bought. Cool. So, anyways, I literally forgot my point.
That doesn't surprise me. You are a blonde.
I'm a fake blonde. Do you see my roots?
Yeah, but I mean, you're real enough in the sense of intelligence.
Okay. This is really cute.
I thought it was. We could do the insults or we can have the argument. Like, which one would you rather do, honestly?
Well, I tried to have the argument and you kept talking over
All
me
you do
because-
is mute when I was making my argument.
because you kept cutting me off and this is my life. So here's what you do. You do the Ben Shapiro of, technically speaking, factually, actually, here's what we're going to do. I can't get my wife wet and I'm going to throw a bunch of spaghetti at
You
the wall
can't get your wife wet? That's gross.
You can't get your wife wet.
Gross. Why are you talking about getting women wet, Grossy? What's wrong with you?
Because you have no argument. I'm using an
Is
example.
it because you stick that giant schnoz up their who or what? Is that how it works?
That you understand reading comprehension, so you would understand a direct literary.
Man, well, this is going to turn into a complete roasting session. And by the way, I am here for it. This busted Anna Kendrick over here thinks she could just go in, use her all-powerful mute button, not let Andrew get any of her talking points, and it is now backfiring on her. She opened the door of personal insults, and so Andrew walked right on in, and now she does not like it. It's absolutely wonderful.
Person, correct? You went to 5th grade, correct? So you'd understand what a comparison.
I don't know how I'm supposed to answer if you mute me. That's pretty, how am I supposed to answer your question if you mute me when you ask the question?
You keep speaking over me, so I need.
I
to
wasn't
mute you.
speaking over you. I was just listening to you, literally.
Okay, well, you were speaking over me with your mouth, not your ears. So I needed.
I don't even know what that means.
I do. So don't worry. Don't worry. I do. Hold on. I'm having a blonde moment actually with my.
You trying to find that mute button, even though I'm not interrupting you?
I'm trying to find the. I know what the mute button is because I use it a lot with you, especially best friend. So here's the thing: is your argument was about Keynesian economic
Yeah.
approach, correct?
Mm-hmm.
saying there are varying degrees to that. How much stimulus do you want to provide, and when do you want to provide that stimulus? Would you agree or disagree?
Well, those aren't really degrees. So what you're talking about is something which is built into the model. So the model of Keynesian economics itself is going to talk about how much QE easing is necessary to stimulate the demand side of the economy, if necessary, or supply side. That those aren't degrees. They're built into the model. A degree would be like something that's mixed with Keynesian model, that you do X amount of that, and then you do X amount of the Keynesian thing.
So let me ask you this. Would you agree or would you disagree that every single economic model, whether you're using it in the United States, Germany, Canada, Italy, I don't give a shit, is going to be a mixed model economy?
No.
Okay, give me an example. Do we in the United States?
The United States uses essentially a pure Keynesian economic model.
Okay. Do we 100% have a capitalist society, a socialist society, or a communist society?
Well, we don't have any of those. We use a Keynesian model.
So that's going to be a mixed economy.
It's not mixed, though. It's a Keynesian model economy.
So that was good stuff here. If you want to know how to handle like obnoxious like TikTok debaters that are know-it-alls and condescending and call you best friend and stuff, cringe, by the way. I think this is the perfect example of what to look at. You know, when they start throwing out the personal insults, it's like that's when you know they got nothing. But what did you guys think about this? How did you guys think Andrew Wilson did? Sound off in the comment section below. Give this video a like if you liked it, and if you really liked it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it a lot. If you want to see more of Andrew Wilson, I got a playlist for you. Make sure you also subscribe to the Crucible channel as well. I'll see you guys later.